G'day, this is Captain Noob, and this is an anti-armor Gatling plasma. Now, I've had the Gatling plasma on the channel before in the form of a Furious one, which I found to be okay. Had its problems, but generally a pretty good weapon. And I feel like the anti-armor one is going to be a little bit better just off the bat using my random Fallout knowledge. See, the way damage resistance or energy resistance is calculated in Fallout 76 and 4, I assume they're the same. They could not be, but if we're going by the same logic here, it heavily penalizes the high rate of fire low damage weapons, such as this one. If we're punching through half of that armor, we should get more damage per hit, a lot more damage per hit. But there's a thing though, this says targets armor, unlike the penetrating legendary effect back in Fallout 4 where you could ignore 30% of both damage and energy resistance. This one just says 50% of armor, so I guess that might mean energy as well. We don't actually know. We've got something else to show off other than that. It's the beam splitter. I can't attach this on yet. Thank you to Urban Pixels for outfitting my anti-armor Gatling plasma with this. I appreciate it. We'll give it a run, see how it goes. If I don't like it, we'll switch back to the rifled barrel. But let's see how we go. But let's not forget to apply perks to this thing and make it better. I almost forgot to do that. That would have been terrible running into combat and doing that. Let's just ignore all of that. We'll chuck on Heavy Gunner, and also Heavy Gunner for the best damage as an extra 60%. And we'll also chuck on Bloody Mess for even more little bit of damage. We're going to be using Power Armor, making use of Stabilize, so ignore 45% of armor. Does that stack to 95%? If it does, I'd imagine this thing would be a force to be reckoned with, and instead of Grenadier, I've just chucked in these perks, because Grenadier isn't really going to help us. A couple of other things, Bullet Shield is there just to fill up a point, and Bandolier is just for carrying ammo. This is not a ballistic weapon, I've just got a shitload of ammo on me, I kind of have to have them there. Ideally, I'd like Bullet Shield full, but whatever. I don't really mind that. We've got plenty of damage resistance in the Power Armor. And we're going to be using Gunsmith to keep the weapon's condition up, as well as Luck of the Draw, because the Gatling Plasma likes to break itself. We've also got one gun armor, which we did not have during the Furious Gatling Plasma video. With all those perks applied, we get an even 90 damage with that, and we can increase that by 6 points if we chuck on the Prime Receiver there. I finally have it. That's what you need. You only need Science Master for it. I wonder if you could eliminate the cost of flux if you decided to put that Science Master rank 2. Probably not, but yeah, not a whole lot of damage you get from it. I guess it would stack up if you're constantly hitting your target, but for now I'm just going to leave this as standard. Okay, we're outside of Super Mutant Land, got all of our perks run, and if you just unequip then re-equip the weapon, you can get those perks happening. See, look at that. But just to make sure, I don't want this thing breaking on me, I gotta sit through all of that every time, by the way. I'm sitting on all those level ups for a potential stream. Anyways, the beam splitter, how does this work? Oh, it's a flamer. It's a pretty terrible flamer, to be honest. Oh, and here I thought I'd have some sort of God Flamer weapon, but no, honestly this is kind of just a waste of the plasma core. We'll continue for now, but I'll probably just make my camp nearby so I can change this quickly, because no, this ain't gonna fly. No matter how much damage you give me with this ain't gonna work ever, but at least we get a little bit of damage from... Oh, we're not even hitting him up close, that's odd. Yeah, it's not gonna work, is it? And how's that weapon going? Okay, so it's down to its half of its first health bar. Haven't had any procs from the Luck of the Draw yet, so we're not doing too well here. Getting kind of hammered now. Adrenal Reaction was probably going to kick in, giving us a little bit more damage. So that and adrenaline, just a whole lot of adrenaline running through my body. Probably ready to just drop the gun and punch them in the face at this point. But although I do appreciate you taking the time for attaching this on, maybe there's not a reason to attach this. But thank you anyway. Good to show this off. Good to know that this thing does in fact need a buff. And yeah. I didn't expect the beam splitter would actually turn this onto a flamethrower. I guess it'd be a flamethrower if you're playing like on a console and this wasn't optimized properly. But Fallout 76 is completely optimized for console, isn't it? Okay, back over to the beam focus now. Get better fire rate, range, and accuracy. Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Too bad the beam splitter was so garbo. I was actually looking forward to using something that was really, really cool. Also, they gave me a skirmisher there, which was probably not the best idea. Yeah, not doing too bad against these super mutants. Every kill we get increases our damage, and once we've got 3 kills, we can take out a super mutant fairly quickly. Fine, we'll just go up the stair pleb way then. And despite being staggered by a super sledge there, we still kept firing regardless, which is good news, so I can keep piling on that DPS, even though we shouldn't. I'm not gonna complain though. Alright, let's move on inside and kill these bastards. Tell you what, I'm fucking keen for that new fucking stash weight increase to happen because, yep, I'm running out of space. And there we go, luck of the draw first proc there. I don't think we'll be getting this thing so badly broken. I thought the beam splitter would completely ruin the weapon, like the beam splitter did on the laser gun, but no, it just turned it into a plasma flamer of mediocre damage. But yeah, this thing seems to be doing pretty well, along with its Furious. I mean, yeah, I guess it's doing pretty good. As well as Furious, I don't know, I have to review the footage to see which one is better. And then I'll come to the conclusion I'll put one of these probably up for grabs, because even still, it's gonna be close, I reckon. Both are very, very good weapons. Might want the anti-armor one more, to be honest. It's hard to tell, really. But the performance is definitely good. I've got really nothing to complain about here. Maybe the weapon will break on me. I have a feeling that it will break on me. I think I'd be doing a little bit better against these super mutants if I wasn't lagging, but still. Although, seeing how we went with that Vampire's 50 cal the other day, I reckon a Vampire's Gatling plasma would be pretty fucking sick as well. Because I wouldn't have to worry about jamming myself with a stim pack, so I could just basically sell all of those. And those things sell for a little bit. You can actually profit off them quite well. I usually keep myself to a minimum of 15 stim packs at all times anyway, because there'll never be a situation when you're using more than 15 at once at any given time, because unless you're doing some sort of elongated PvP session, but why bother? Just give them the old one and done. Alright, I've had my fun, I can move on. Interestingly, this is post-patch where the TSC nerfs happened, and they still haven't changed the impacts of the rifled barrel, or no, the beam splitter barrel, to match the plasma's actual namesake. It's still looking like laser gun or Gatling laser impacts, which is incredibly fucking lazy. I don't know how they don't notice all this shit about weapons. They've got terrible weapons like the broadsider and the railway rifle in this game. One of them isn't even affected by perks. I feel like they just threw all of this shit in just to give players the semblance of content, the feeling of content, and for some reason sometimes the bullets are just inaccurate. They spray into the roof somewhere. They spray exactly not where you're aiming. See, right now. I don't know why that happens. That's really bizarre. I haven't crippled any limbs, so that's my third person animations should probably line up, but even still, that's the exit. We're cleaning up this place relatively easily. Especially against something as tanky as super mutants, you can actually have a lot of benefit using an anti-armor weapon. I'll do a quick check on the actual health of this weapon in a second, once we're done with whatever super mutants over here. So we are at a quarter of our double health bar, but like halfway down our first one, which is not too bad, I guess. There's our second stim pack used. Useful to keep note of how many stim packs we're doing, because despite having an alright time to kill, we're still being shot. This ain't no two-shot explosive weapon. Even post-patch you can get away with basically not many enemies even hitting you in the first place. This is something where you have to sort of grit your teeth and prepare for the onslaught of bullets that might be heading your way, because you simply don't kill them enough. It is nice to get that random stagger in sometimes. That sometimes they throw their arms up, but it doesn't always happen. As you saw there, I killed that guy without him staggering. Or maybe he did, his animation didn't play. I did notice he just sort of gave up. Maybe that was the game saying, yep, you've killed him, now just wait for a bit. I like how the super mutants say hot potato, despite potatoes not really even existing in the Fallout universe. You ever noticed that? Anyways, what else have we got around here? Still in danger, so I'm assuming I'll just have to hunt the last stragglers down. Well, there's one. And I'm pretty sure I heard an overlord in the subtitles, or I saw one. Yep, don't forget about the bloke and his doggo in here. And I believe after these guys have been killed, that is us cleared at West Tech. So, yep. Not too bad. I'm going to have to look at this footage side by side with the Furious one to see which one I actually like better, because they're still pretty good weapons. They might just be so close that it's worth just keeping the Furious one for that extra little bit of damage. Maybe the anti-armor effect doesn't even work against energy or with energy targets. We don't even know. We'll move on though. Well, looks like I actually got pretty lucky there with Lucky Break. That's almost at full capacity there. I mean, for the first health bar at least. And of course, unequipping and re-equipping the weapon makes that whole Fusion Core Plasma Claw glitch happen. I said Plasma Claw. Hey, that sounds like a cool unarmed weapon. Ooh, there's a little baggie here. What's inside? It is... Oh. Ooh. Might just knock that off when I'm done here. Anyways, so hopefully all of those explosions have woken up the ghoulies. That one seems like he's conscious and also disintegrated. I didn't know that the Gatling plasma was capable of such a thing. That rad roach is trying to steal my kills, a little bastard. Alright, looks like we've woken him up. Pull up the choke point, get our adrenaline running. Yep, just one at a time, boys, please. Report to your immediate annihilation in an orderly fashion. Thank you. Now, the perks of having a heavy weapon with a high mag capacity is that you can just hold down the trigger for days, and this is especially advantageous when they're all running at me at once. Not because that I need to reload after 30 seconds of sustained fire, rather that if you choose to take your finger off the trigger, and I just got ghoul-aids by the way, which is nice, you have to spin up the whole barrel again. Observe. So that's no good. So sustained fire is kind of what you want, which is a nice sort of thing, I guess. You want to go full auto all the time, but there we go. And hang on, we're not done quite yet. A couple of the stragglers are here to take me out. At least these ones actually come to me. I don't have to seek them out like those other stupid super mutants. And we've got a lucky break there. Let's have a look at the weapon's condition. Not too bad, considering all the ghoulies we've slaughtered. Alright, we'll take a look at whatever shit we've got out of this, and then we'll move on. Oh, the manager. Yeah, I should always go after you, mate, you lazy prick. Look at Swan up and about today. I let him hit me during that railway rifle video and he's already out to kill me. Well, things aren't gonna happen like it this time. Now, in terms of big scary monsters like Swan here, you might actually want to go for a Furious one. Sure, you might get the initial hits that would be of better damage thanks to the anti-armor effect, but the Furious does stack up to 50%, I believe, which is better for fighting big scary monsters like that. So again, it's something that I have to sort of look at side by side before I make the decision. Also, I've had to equip bear arms because I picked up that bloodied flamer, which left me a little bit over capacity. Sorry for the decreased weapon performance. I'm sure none of you will ever forgive me. Alright, time to crush some crabby crustacean. Okay, I'm not gonna finish that, but the alliteration was there. So there's a froggy looking dude. He probably doesn't come from frogs because there are like rad frogs in this game, but he kind of sounds like a frog, you know. He was a little bit on the tanky side. Come on, anti-armor, hold it together. See, against those guys it's a bit easier, but you just target their torsos and or faces and they go down nice and quickly. This guy, however, might be even more of a problem, although we can stagger him. But obviously the rate of fire gives us a great chance to actually proc that 12% stagger and or cripple function, so that's pretty good. Oh, it's a 3-star Mirelurk. Well, I'm going to have to kick his ass. You better not drop me shit. He dropped me a bloody Assaultron blade. Swing speed. We were this close to greatness. We were this close. Anyways, at least it's light. There's Big Mama. She comes in with a nice entrance there. And apparently ghoul aids make your adrenaline a little bit glitch. So yeah. If we happen to break our Gatling plasma during the kill of this, I'll switch over to that blade, Assaultron blade. I've actually got the perks to actually run that properly now, thanks to my gratuitous and shit-talking us live streams of me leveling up. Join them. They're a good time. I get drunk and then talk shit about and say stuff that I probably shouldn't say. Alrighty. Looks like we missed out on killing one of these dudes, so that gives me... Is that 90% adrenaline now? No, it's back to 30. I guess it would have reset during that kill there. So a little bit slow against the My Alert Queen. I'm pretty sure my Furious one was faster. But regardless, this thing needs another repair. Yeah, she barely hung in there. Good luck for... good job for making this far. We'll get this repaired, and then we'll take on a big old bat. Now, I'd hate to end things on a sour note, but this game's glitches have just made me annoyed. Firstly, I had to actually farm for the copper. Sure, that's fine, but then what happened was I got disconnected, server started lagging, and then when I finally gathered all that I need, it did that glitch where you have all the things, yet the game would still tell you to your face that yeah, you don't have the required components. So I had to server hop a few times to do that. But anyways, we're taking on the Scorch Beast now. A little bit hard to tackle at range there. You can have him fill him up your crosshairs and you'll never hit. So we have to wait until he comes nice and close. Fortunately, in the meantime, we've got some gun zombies to shoot down with our very, very slow reload speed. Alright, one down. More to go. You can tell the servers are nearing maintenance time because it's not good. It's just laggy and stuttering is bad. But there we go, we've taken out the gun zombies. We've got ourselves some respectable amount of adrenaline now. Let's take on the Batman himself. Yeah. I'm leaning towards Furious at this point. Maybe for weaker enemies you might get away with it. Or maybe it's just all placebo effect, but I'm pretty sure the Furious was doing a little bit better than this. I'll make my decision tomorrow. I'll have to closely review the footage of these things fighting. Hey, we actually gillified a Scorch Beast. And I doubt the Scorch Beast could make a puddle of that size, but whatever floats your boat, game. And did we also get nuclear waste from disintegrating him or gillifying him? That's new. That used to never happen before. But I think I'm going to leave things off here with the anti-armor Gatling plasma. It was alright. Heavy guns in this game with the anti-armor effect usually do well. And hopefully it synergizes a lot more better with stabilize. We'll have to see any other weapons in the future. I've got a 50 cal of the anti-armor variety. We'll try that out someday. Thank you for watching, guys.